Pusha T is the exact thing I'm talking about. And it's not him as a person, it's how he's marketing this project and marketing things. It's the same with Kendrick. They're marketing their movement as being anti other things.
So the other day, people told me the Akademiks was talking about Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar. Let's see what he had to say. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
I'll talk about this more when I get back on stream. Pusha T is the exact thing I'm talking about. And it's not him as a person, it's how he's marketing this project and marketing things. It's the same with Kendrick. They're marketing their movement as being anti other things. We don't see, like, we're not seeing, like, of course Drake is on his I'm on my revenge shit, but we don't see, like, Pusha T, the 10 interviews where he's just talking about beer men. Like, yo, yeah, he's a fuck nigga. Him, he's this. And it's like, dog, it's no way you saved all these thoughts in your head to come do a whole interview rollout to tell us who you didn't like. Yo, there's nothing. Like, I wish his rollout was a little bit more of, yo, this is what my life has been. Come tap in with me. And this is why I said the hater energy. It's like, bro, that's not hate. You decided to roll out a whole album telling us the niggas you hate. Come on, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, you're not even telling us about your life. You're like, yo, let me tell you about these fuckers I don't like. I'm like, and that's what I was saying about the Kendrick things. Like, I felt he took the time to tell us who wasn't like him or how much he didn't like another guy more than gather people to appreciate him for what he does. You know? And obviously people always gonna look at a fight. You know, if you see two people getting into it, it's the easiest way to get attention. You say someone's name or something like that, but I don't know, it just didn't feel that dope. Yo, I'm just saying, yo, look at Travis Scott. Has Travis Scott ever when Travis Scott's rolling out an album, it's about what he has going on. Yo, this is what I have going on. This is my stuff, right? Come into my world. Not, yo, this other guy right here, I hate him. I hate the way he walks, he talks. I hate the woman he dates. Like, bro, like, you're too obsessed with another person. You say Kendrick, yeah, I'll give you that with the Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, but let's take that into consideration. When he does Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and he talks about himself, he's not that interested. Everybody said that project came and went. When he's talking about his life, when Drake drops records, he's talking about his life and what he's gone through since he made the last album. Kendrick started telling us about, like, the transgendered people that's in his family, respectfully, and we were just like boring, like, you know what I mean? He's the most interested right now in full hater mode, which it goes to show maybe your story isn't that dynamic where everybody wants to be a part of it. And I think artists, you know, I'm not saying, I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want, but that has to be noted, though. It has to be noted. Like,
okay. So, what do y'all think about that? I already know. Compromised. And look, here's my thing. Because I don't like to compare Kendrick to Pusha T when it comes to this, because I don't think Kendrick has been doing this his whole career. And I don't think Push has been doing it his whole career either. I just think Push has been doing it a lot lately, where his rollouts are about other people. And I do find it fascinating because, look, we having this whole debate about, you know, UK versus US when it comes to rappers. It's a lot of these people in my comments talking about, don't forget about this one. My point is not that America isn't littered with lyricists. It's just that the American music industry doesn't push lyricism. So when we had this conversation about guys pushing a certain narrative, I think it's because sometimes they feel like they need to. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I wouldn't say when Kendrick talks about himself he isn't interesting. I just think Kendrick took a long time off, and we living in a world where everybody they want McDonald's. Look at TikTok. Look at all of the stuff that's glorified today. Everybody wants to talk about, no, what's real to me is if you rap about you shot somebody and then I watch a YouTube video about how you shot them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what everybody wants. And so I think sometimes those guys have to play ball. And I'm talking about the lyricists. They have to play ball so they can get the attention. So if it's Pusha T, yeah, I need to talk about beef. I need to talk about other people to get people's attention. And so now my album with my brother, it sells 90,000 first week. And maybe without the beefing, it would have sold 60 or 50. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of feel like the Clips album would have did 90,000 without the beef talk, without talking about Drake, without talking about Kanye, just because I think so many people wanted to hear Malice. Remember when the first single came out, I said, okay, I get it, Push. You want to talk about, you know, dudes you don't like. You want to talk about beefing. You want to talk about Travis Scott. But bro, I want to hear Malice. And I just think a new Clips album after all these years, I think it would have did well without mentioning anybody else in the rollout. You could have just saved the disses for the album, let the album come out, then we discuss, okay, Push, was you talking about Kendrick here? I mean, was you talking about Drake here? Was you talking about Travis here? Was you talking about Kanye here? I think that would have been better. But lyricists have to play the game. And so that brings me to Like That. I honestly think Kendrick did that, and he said that whole big thing about the big three. I think he wanted some smoke. He wanted some attention. He wanted to get the conversation started. It's not the first time Kendrick has done that. What was the one song he put out years ago where everybody started making their version of it? I forget what the name of that song was. Control. And I think he did it this time, and somebody bit the bait, and that was Drake. But I think it's so much going on with that beef that a lot of people don't think about. I think Drake's contract negotiations were very important in that beef. I think Drake bit the bait because he felt like, well, if I beat Kendrick in a rap battle, how much more valuable would I be to UMG? But my whole point is, from the beginning, I think Kendrick was trying to get some ish started because I don't think he liked what he got in return for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I think he wanted that album to do more. You know, if I'm not mistaken, was that his first album off of TDE? It was either the one right before he left TDE or it was the first one off of TDE. But I think he was banking that album would do way more, and it didn't. It did kind of come and go. And it was some big songs on there that I think over time people liked. But at the end of the day, the lyricists have to play the games. That's why when you listen to the Joe Budden podcast, a lot of y'all don't notice he's always talking about, oh, I would diss so-and-so. I would diss him. I would diss him. I would diss that. But he's somebody who considers himself a lyricist. But if you hear a lyricist talking like that and basically saying, I would take advantage of all of these moments and take them as a reason to diss somebody, if he's doing that and he's retired, What do you think everybody else in his field does? They all probably want to diss people, look for opportunities to diss people, and would gladly diss somebody at their lowest moment, at their highest moment. You know, this whole thing about I want to drop my album the same day as this guy. This is what goes on in the entertainment industry. And I always think it's so crazy when I see people talk about this Pusha T situation and they say, oh my God, man, Pusha T's the realest guy in the world. No, he's an entertainer. I love the clips. I love Pusha T. I think My Name Is My Name it might be one of my top 10 albums of all time. That's an incredible album. And I think it was an incredible project from him. I think that was his first ever album, if I'm not mistaken. Still, he's been rapping about being a drug dealer for the last 10 years. And I think all of us know that Pusha T, he hasn't lived in the hood for the last 10 years. He hasn't sold a lick of drugs for the last 10 years. He's been rapping a fairy tale to us for the last 10 years. And as he says in interviews, we're using the drugs to talk about other stuff. And that's fine. But that's not your life. But yet the fans will tell you that Pusha T is the realest guy in the world. He's the most honest. He's the realest. He would never beef with somebody for some clout or some traction. Is that really what you believe? So you believe that Pusha T is also, where they from? I forget where they from, but he's still on the block selling drugs, and then goes in the Louis Vuitton studios, as they said, they was in like some professional studio, and then records a whole bunch of raps about being a drug dealer. But he's the realest guy to you guys. If that's what you think, you need to extract his penis from out of your throat. Okay? I'm just being real. Just take it out, breathe, and then come back to reality and tell me he's the realest ever and he would never do such a thing. When he been lying to you for the last, 10, 15 years? That don't mean the bars aren't good. They're quality drug bars. Quality drug bars. But that ain't his life. So I just think a lot of these lyricists now, they got to play the game because lyricism isn't what's pushed now. And, you know, that's why you see a lot of these guys trying to beef with somebody, trying to talk about, you know, they're honestly at this point, they might be following the Kendrick, you know, game plan. All right, let me say something about somebody. Hopefully they'll respond. And then we roll it out as we see it. And if we come out on top in some kind of altercation, then we, you know, this might become the new game plan for the lyricists. Look at the Joey Badass situation. When the last time Joey Badass had that much traction? I'm sitting here thinking Joey about to be an actor. I love Joey on Mr. Robot. A lot of y'all probably didn't even watch that show. But he was fire on that show. Soon as he started beefing, picking up off the crumbs that Drake and Kendrick left, East Coast versus West Coast, not everybody talking about Joey Badass for 2 or 3 weeks. Y'all can say I'm crazy and I'm meat riding Drake. But the evidence is there. You just want to ignore it. Let me know what y'all think about this. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.